at you with what I have promised over the week, and that was the returning, the amazing, the one and only, amazing, awesome, How to Book my fantasy booking, where I take, a superstar that has not done well, or a breakup, or an angle, and how I would do it in my own little twist, in my own little way. This week, or actually not this week, but this time, however, we are going into different territory here. We're going to Liv Morgan. As you all know, I think everybody here can agree that everybody is a big fan of Liv Morgan. I think there's nothing to deny here. Very beautiful, very talented, can cut a good promo, very good in the ring, but like she said on Twitter, she's not happy with the way how she's been, carried in the company. I mean, she's 26 years old. She's the same age as me. Hell, I'm actually older than Liv Morgan by about 6 months. So that's damn, making me feel old. But anyway, not here to talk about my age. Not here to talk about that. I'm here to remember when Liv Morgan started in the Riot Squad? Well, NXT, looking like almost like a copy clone of Carmella. And then they made her go to the main roster with Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan. And on top of me, right here, like of the Riot Squad. Remember that? With the blue tongue and everything. And then, after which, I think she was off television, I think, to nurse her injuries, and they gave her a very almost like Emelina type promo, and and then she comes out, and then she's in the relationship angle with Rusev and Lana and Bobby Lashley. The feud lasted way too long, and it was just bad. And it was not Liv or Bobby or Lana or Rusev's fault. It was just But also, another thing that they also did, I mean, they had her in a match with Charlotte. She loses to Charlotte. That was the main reason why she got this character change in the first place, to basically say she'd be ready for Charlotte. And she loses to Charlotte. And then, what we're seeing now on Raw, they're trying to bring back the Riot Squad 2.0, even though Sarah Logan is no longer with the company. But I'm going to try my best, in my opinion, how to book Liv Morgan the way I believe how should she be booked. Now, this is where this gave me a lot of trouble, because number one, how the hell do I get from where? Where do I start? Do I start from the whole Lana situation? To be honest, no. I'm not going to start there with Lana. I'm going to start with what should be happening in WWE right now. And that's pushing, pushing younger and younger talent. I mean, don't get me wrong. Nikki Cross, all of them. Yeah, but Liv Morgan, you can technically do a lot with the beautiful, talented Liv Morgan. You really can. So my job right now is to make her from this to what you see in the middle, all the way to that, to being the Raw Women's Champion. So I'm going to start right where it left off, and that was right when her thing with Natalya and Lana. First things first. After she loses to Natalya after getting tapped out, she's going backstage with Ruby Riott, and I love Ruby Riott, but you can still have that storyline. You can still have that, but here's what we do: we take Liv Morgan off of television for a while. We'll have Ruby Riott basically, just defending her best friend, all that. She wants to help with Liv, but Liv is not returning phone calls. She's not returning anything. Basically taking a hiatus from the company. Basically trying to find herself. So this will lead up into SummerSlam. So we won't see Liv Morgan at Extreme Rules. We won't see her in a couple of Raws. So basically what we'll do here is have let's say the Iconics basically. Actually, to make them feud with the Iconics, but have Ruby Riott finish the feud with Natalya and Lana. So it's like a handicap match thing there, but really, you can make it as a pre-show, or better yet, not even a pre-show, just like the first match on the card, even though I know it's a little bit weird to have that type of match, Ruby Riott versus Natalya on the first card of SummerSlam, but it kind of makes sense because you want to get, a surprise going. You want people to be up out of their seats, something of enjoyment. And, Ruby Riott is fighting Natalya. She looks like she's about to get the upper hand, but Lana keeps on interfering. Then, out of nowhere, like, the ref is not knocked out or being distracted or whatever. And then, bam, lights go out. Lights go out for SummerSlam. Lights go out. And what we see, lights go back on. We see, like, a figure in the ring behind Natalya and Lana. And what's happening here is that the figure, she's dressed up in all leather or vinyl or latex, whatever. She has like a helmet on, like a biker helmet on. She takes the biker helmet off. It's none other than Liv Morgan. But Liv Morgan kind of got a little bit of a change. Like what you're seeing right over here with everything with the gimmick that she has now. Like, look at the face. Like she has like a new like spider tattoo. Like a little bit like a type of like one side is like a little bit broken, and the other side is like, herself. Lana and Natalya turn around. Liv Morgan double clotheslines them, super kicks them, does whatever the Spanish fly thing that she does on the from the ropes, or better yet, like the flatliner or something like that. Ruby Riott gets the pin over Natalya. 1, 2, 3. Ruby Riott beats Natalya. Everybody is shocked that Liv Morgan is back with a new gimmick, with a new character. Like, she's conflicted, she's broken. Ruby Riott doesn't know what to think of it. So what we're gonna do here, just to start it off, get this little Riott squad out there, out the way. Just get it out the way with the Riott squad. Get it out the way. Like, they get their revenge on Lana and Natalya. Then, like, the next pay-per-view, I think it's October. I'm pretty sure it'll probably be Evolution. I could be wrong. It could be Evolution or another pay-per-view. And out of the blue, they get their things with the Iconics. So there you go, right there. But with Liv Morgan, with the character we're trying to do with Liv Morgan is like, she's not only broken, but she's also like, a little bit stronger. She's no nonsense. She's like a little bit more aggressive, more brutal to her opponents. Like, she even kind of freaks out her opponents a little bit. Like, she could be like a little bit two-faced. Like, there'd be one week where she's like, the Liv Morgan of the Riott squad a little bit, mixed with what she was before she when she came back, like a mixture of that. And then one, she's like this aggressive, like violent, heavy, no nonsense female wrestler. And I'm pretty sure Liv Morgan can literally pull off a gimmick like that. So it will lead up everything to it, and it can go straight from there. So with it being said, Ruby Riott doesn't know what to think, because she wants her revenge on the Iconics, on Lana, on Natalya, which is fine. With Liv Morgan, it's like Ruby Riott cannot control what Liv does. Like, she's like, there's times where she'll pull Liv off, she'll pull like nothing. Like, literally, you have to make like Liv Morgan like this badass, like hardcore, like almost like Victoria, like she's a freaking psycho. Like, she will low key just have spaz attacks and just low key just beats the living crap out of just straight out women. So I'm pretty sure now here's where it gets juicy here for September. I mean, not September, for through Survivor Series, and the Survivor Series is obviously in November. So what you do here is you have Raw versus Raw versus SmackDown, not NXT. So what you do is basically like how Liv Morgan is like literally so messed up in the head, so aggressive. You know, most of the Raw women's team is getting dominated, and Liv Morgan is the last line of defense for Monday Night Raw. SmackDown, on the other hand, there's only 3 left. Let's say Sonya Deville, Bayley, and Sasha, if they haven't pulled the plug in and have really not done the feud. They're still the women's tag team champions. Bayley's still SmackDown women's champion. So be it. Like, have Liv Morgan super kick, like, go through hell. Like, she's going through hell in this match. Like, she's kicking out of so many maneuvers and whatnot. Like, Sonya Deville doesn't know what to think. Bayley doesn't know what to think, and Sasha doesn't know what to think. So how do these eliminations occur? Liv Morgan can do like a super kick to Sonya Deville. 1, 2, 3. Now it's Liv Morgan versus Sasha versus Bayley. Survivor Series. Remember, this is still elimination style. We're trying to make like Liv Morgan into like trying to make her strong by beating these 3 women clean, and literally, you know, like how they did with Dolph Ziggler a couple of Survivor Series ago. Remember when Sting, he was the sole survivor, when Sting basically saved Team Cena from Team Authority, like something like that. So let's say a flatliner to Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks gets pinned. Now it's between Bayley and Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan has already gotten beaten. She's battered. She's a little bit bruised. Bayley's taking advantage of it. Like, she hits the Bayley to Bayley. 1, 2. Liv Morgan kicks out. So she's gonna put Liv Morgan up to the top rope to do a Bayley to Bayley off the top rope. And I remember Bayley used to do this a lot. But instead, Liv Morgan basically counters it and does a top rope Spanish fly onto Bayley. 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan is the sole survivor for Survivor Series. He's the sole survivor for Survivor Series. So after when that's said and done, the next night on Raw, there's a #1 contenders match for Asuka's Raw Women's Championship, including if Asuka is still the women's champion at this point. So you have Ruby Riott, Natalya, Nia Jax, Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan pins Natalya to be the #1 contender for Asuka's championship at Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. Now this would be a little bit fun because now you have Liv Morgan, who's now like this badass, like aggressive now, like no nonsense, you know, not as like happy-go-lucky as they once had her. Like, she's so serious. She says she's ready, and you know, you have the promo where she says she's ready for Asuka. She goes back or whatever. Asuka's still doing what Asuka's good at. You know, they kind of made her a cartoon character to do it, but still, Asuka and Liv Morgan literally really have a good match at Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. Now, I know a lot of you probably will disagree on the finish. I'll have it. Is that also you gotta like just make Liv Morgan good in defeat, because you can still do something more with her, and that's what we're gonna do. Asuka defeats Liv Morgan. Asuka retains the Raw Women's Championship. Asuka extends her hand out to Liv Morgan to congratulate, thank her for an awesome match. Liv Morgan obliges to it, raises the hand of Asuka. Asuka still does her prance, her little dance, or whatever, so to speak, what have you. So that would lead us to the Royal Rumble, where, you know, of course, we got the 30 women Royal Rumble. I would have Liv Morgan come in at number 13. She probably like the Iron Woman in this match, and I would have like the final 4, like number 26 Nia Jax, number 27 maybe if she does come back, Ember Moon, number 28 maybe Sasha Banks, and number 29 Shayna Baszler. Baszler gets eliminated by Nia Jax. Nia Jax also eliminates Ember Moon. So all there's left is Liv Morgan and Nia Jax. Now don't worry on who number 30 is. I haven't forgot who number 30 is. This one will kind of shock you who number 30 will be. Like, as soon as Liv Morgan, Nia Jax is about to toss Liv Morgan reverses it. You know, they're both on the apron. She super kicks Nia Jax. Nia Jax is eliminated. Liv Morgan's back, getting from off the apron, and you know, we get the 10 second 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nothing. Nothing for number 30. We get nothing, but somebody comes from the crowd wearing a mask and literally throws Liv Morgan off from the top rope. So Liv Morgan's eliminated. The person unmasked, and it's none other than Charlotte Flair. Yep, Charlotte Flair returns from injury. She eliminates Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is shocked. The whole fan base, Twitter, everybody, Instagram, everybody's on an uproar. Charlotte is back. She wins the Royal Rumble, the 2021 Royal Rumble. And I know all of you in the chat are probably like, what the hell? No! Boo! You're burying Liv! Shush! I'm not burying Liv. Trust me. Charlotte plays a big part. Nia plays a big part. Shayna Baszler plays a big part. And even I will have Stephanie McMahon play a big part in this whole booking of Liv Morgan. Trust me on that. So the next night on Raw, Charlotte comes back with a smile on her face saying, I'm back. You know, did you miss your goddess? Did you miss me when I was gone? This place was so much boring without me. Like, who was there to entertain you? Bailey? Sasha? Sasha just, you know, you had Asuka. And speaking of Asuka, Charlotte doesn't want to wait. She doesn't want to wait till WrestleMania. She wants her championship now, and she wants it in the worst possible way. She wants it now. And the management, Vince McMahon, Triple H, Stephanie, whoever, they make the match. Charlotte at the next pay-per-view, I believe it would be probably Fastlane, or better yet, this is my booking. What if they dropped Fastlane and just brought No Way Out back? So No Way Out, it would be Charlotte versus Asuka for the Raw Women's title. As for Liv Morgan on that same Raw comes out and just said, you know what, Charlotte, you know what, you were right. Everything was boring without you, but at the same time, it was boring without you being here for the Raw Women's, but also it was also kind of like a breath of fresh air at the same time. We didn't have to hear the annoying woo, like this other women were getting elevated when you were gone. But also at the same time, you also got to put in Nia Jax into the situation too, because remember, we're still going to have the feud between Charlotte and Nia, add Liv Morgan into the match. So basically what I'm trying to do here is add a triple threat match at WrestleMania between Liv Morgan, Charlotte, and Nia Jax. Nia Jax comes out, literally, thought she put Charlotte on the shelf for good. So you still got that feud there, but at No Way Out, Asuka does fall, and I know a lot of you are going to hate it, fall to Charlotte. I know it sucks. I know it sucks. I know. So, but at the same time, there's also a number one contenders match between all the Raw women between let's say Ruby Riott, let's say Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Shayna Blake. Oh, actually no, Natalya, Lana, Peyton Royce, the Icon, or what have you, Shayna Baszler, or what have you, all are in this Elimination Chamber. Nia Jax is included, and that will be for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view as well. to see who will face off against Charlotte at WrestleMania. So what you do here, the final two are obvious, Nia and Liv Morgan. And what you do really is basically let Liv Morgan, as crazy as she is, do a big diving move. A big diving move. From on the top of the pod all the way hitting Nia Jax. Let's say like a Meteora. But on the Meteora part as well, when she hits the Meteora part, because Nia is really big and all. Well, I'm not trying to. It's really, you know, big person and tall person, and you know they don't have chains underneath the bottom anymore. So like, let's say like it's like a broken part of the ring, like you know that they planned. So when Liv Morgan hits the Meteora on Nia Jax, boom, the whole thing caves in. Not the chamber, but like the bottom part of the chamber. You know, like we're outside, like where that chain part is. It's bare. It's like it caves in. It literally caves in. Caves in. Both Liv Morgan and Nia Jax went through the damn thing. The match had to be called off. And then the next night on Raw, you have Triple H and Stephanie, or Triple H or Stephanie, whoever, saying that the main event will now be Charlotte defending the title against Liv Morgan and Nia Jax. So at and then also you can get like a little bit promos and vignettes about Liv Morgan's, like she's too small, she's too girly, like she's so unstable, she doesn't know how to crack under pressure, she always cracks under pressure. Like you can like have, mostly Charlotte is the one that Loki said that she's not worried about Liv Morgan. She said this has nothing like this. Liv Morgan shouldn't even be in this match. It should just be Nia versus Charlotte. And Nia also kind of agrees, also saying that Liv is too small, like she can't, you know, hold on against the big girls. And this is where you can give like how psycho the character could be, and that's like her just literally attacking, proving to herself like, hey, I may be small or whatever, but like this big heart or whatever, like just, but I am dangerous. Like, and also saying this, said this, oh, and like probably one of my favorite quotes. I think Liv Morgan can get away with stuff, something like this, saying, "A weakened dog may fear you, but if you turn your back just once, it will strike." So basically, like have Liv Morgan just say, look, I may be small, but like don't take your attention off me, because all it's gonna take is just 1 second, and all that's going to do is make me the Raw Women's Champion. She talks about Charlotte, about her family, and all these opportunities. Do a little bit of a shoot. Do it with that. Also shoot with Nia Jax about how she injured people. Make the match so interesting. You got the shoot, and also you can also kind of shoot on Liv Morgan just a little bit. I know that there's been some personal things with Liv Morgan, and if she's cool with it, have Charlotte explore it a little bit. You can have Nia exploit it just a little bit, which just leads to our match at WrestleMania. I would not have Nia take the pin. I wouldn't. I would have Liv Morgan basically do like a let's say there's like a figure eight where Charlotte does the figure eight on I don't know how she'll do it, but on Nia Jax. But then out of nowhere, Liv Morgan like grabs a steel chair, because you know triple threat matches always have to be no disqualifications, no countouts, and she goes air Sabu on Charlotte. So you know when Sabu always had the chair underneath his legs, that's what will happen. Boom. She hits Charlotte in the face underneath with the chair. 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan is the Raw Women's Champion. Everybody is happy with it. So now, my goal is, now that she has won the Raw Women's Championship, now it's time for her title reign. I think you guys will really love this. I think after WrestleMania, it will be Liv Morgan versus Charlotte at Money in the Bank. picking up the Money in the Bank match. The winner of the Money in the Bank match for that year will be Shayna Baszler. Keep that in mind. Also, like Charlotte, for the weeks like this, you know what? Saying this, congrats Liv, but now like this, your 15 minutes of fame is over. And I'm going to end this little fairy tale of this beautiful world make-believe. I can't do a Charlotte promo for damn. I can't. So what you do here is have Charlotte saying, you know what? Like this, you're just fair. You said you were ready. Great, granted, you're here now. Like this, but you still crack under pressure. So basically, at Money in the Bank, I would do with the whole storyline between Charlotte and Liv Morgan, do the Triple H and Batista storyline. You know, remember when Batista beat Triple H 3 times? Why not do that here with Liv Morgan and Charlotte? Like the first time, like she beat her at WrestleMania. Liv Morgan pinned Charlotte. Now number 2, Money in the Bank. She pins. Liv Morgan pins Charlotte again, but this time it was clean. No bull crap. She beat her clean. Now the third match. I think after Money in the Bank it was Backlash, I believe. So at Backlash, why not think about this match is here as well? Okay, at Backlash. So why not at Backlash? Charlotte's getting irritated. She's like angry. She's like this is just a fairy tale ending. But Liv Morgan keeps on saying like this: you had your rematch and you lost. You lost at WrestleMania. You lost that Money in the Bank. Maybe I am ready to dethrone the queen. Maybe the queen's already dethroned and there's a new queen in town. You ever thought about that, Charlotte? Charlotte just literally just storms off, say screw you, Liv Morgan, and then just leaves. But then later on that Raw, let's say Liv Morgan takes on maybe let her take on Shayna Baszler, but Shayna Baszler does not cash in Money in the Bank. Not yet. Keep that in mind. Not yet. So, she comes, it looked like Liv Morgan's, she wins her match against, Shayna wins by disqualification. Well, no. The match is the no count out. It's like a no decision, because Charlotte comes out and just literally hammers Liv Morgan's knee, her whole entire leg, puts her in the figure 8 on the post like Charlotte used to do, and everything else. Now you would say Shayna Baszler should cash it in, but no, Charlotte makes sure that she does not cash that thing in. She takes out Shayna Baszler too. So with Liv Morgan, like the whole knee, like her whole knee is like done, like her whole entire right leg is injured. Like her knee, ligaments, and everything else. And then Charlotte says this: I want my Raw Women's Championship back. Like this, I be damned, for everything that I've worked for is going to be played in the hands of a child. So I challenge you to I'm going to force you to quit and give me back my women's title. So an I Quit match between Liv Morgan and Charlotte Flair. And that match at Backlash will be brutal as hell. Liv Morgan is going in injured with a messed up leg and with knee. She got a little bit of a knee brace. And Charlotte is attacking that knee. She's like literally trying to blow out Liv Morgan's knee. And I'm promising you, Liv Morgan does get some offense in, but every time when Charlotte asks Liv, does she quit? Liv says no. The more she says no, the more wailing on how Charlotte will be. Now, how Charlotte lose this match? Well, you can have Liv Morgan fight back more and more stronger. Let's say she puts Charlotte through a table. They're both beating hell. Both women are beating the hell out of each other. I would have the finish where, and I think this is probably a first, I would have the figure 8 countered. Now, how does that work? I would have Liv Morgan debut a new submission finisher. Remember when Edge had the Educator? It was like a submission move that he used to do, and it looked painful. I think you can actually reverse the figure 8 into that submission, and with there and there, like Charlotte's is screaming in pain while Liv Morgan has this brutal hold onto Charlotte, and the referees actually start, do you give up? No. Do you give up? No. Liv Morgan literally still has like the hold still locked in, but then like she grabs like a kendo stick and starts wailing Charlotte in the back, in the head, in the back, in the head, the arm, the hands, the fingers, the lower back, which I think that submission really hurts more. It's the lower back. Like she starts doing it for at least like 3 to 5 minutes. And then after, when all that was said and done, Charlotte does scream in agony, and the ref asks, do you quit, Charlotte? Do you quit? Do you quit? And Charlotte says, yes, I quit. Bam. Liv Morgan retains, and that would end the feud with Charlotte. Now, who should be Liv Morgan's next opponent when she is the Raw Women's Champion? Personally, for me, why not Nia Jax, the same woman who was in the triple threat match at WrestleMania? But here, I wouldn't do Backlash. I would say do another 2-week pay-per-view called Judgment Day, or something like that. Before we get into Extreme Rules, Judgment Day. Of course, the story here is like David versus Goliath, and let's say like Liv Morgan, she's getting dominated. Her leg is still not 100% now. Like she's, like Nia is working on the leg, but also working on other things like the torso or ribs or something like that. But out of nowhere, Liv Morgan, even though it is a little bit cheap, 1, 2, 3, her foot's on the rope. She got like Nia Jax's schoolboy position and got her foot on the ropes. 1, 2, 3. She beats Nia Jax. Nia Jax is furious, and we get a rematch at Extreme Rules. But before all that happens, you can have Nia Jax go into a rampage, like hurting referees, hurting security guards, hurting everything. And then the next night on Raw, she demands to have a rematch, saying that Liv Morgan's feet were on the bottom rope. Were literally on the bottom rope, that she deserves her rematch. So why not? Why not deserve her final rematch? So what we do here, the week's end leading to Extreme Rules, like Liv Morgan, her leg is starting to get a little bit better, but Nia Jax attacks the leg. Let's say there be a 1 week on Raw when she puts where Liv Morgan gets thrown into like goes through a door by Nia Jax. She gets like speared through like broken glass, and now like the injury reports say that Liv Morgan has like bruised ribs. She's coughing up blood. They don't think she's gonna make it to Extreme Rules. This brings out Stephanie McMahon going to Liv Morgan's locker room, and she said, look, WWE officials have been telling me, been emailing me your injuries. I've seen your x-rays. Like this, you have bruised ribs. Your leg is not fully 100%. You should not be defending it. Just give me the title. Give me the title. You don't need we don't want you to, injure yourself. So basically the goal here for Stephanie is like she doesn't want to lose her assets on with losing, that much money with Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan is saying no. She doesn't give a damn if she's 100%, 1%, whatever. She's still going into the match, Extreme Rules, with Nia Jax. And speaking of the stipulation for that match, make it a last woman standing match. Now, before all that match, before the match, Liv Morgan's, hobbling to the ring. She's still not 100%. She got bruised ribs. She still got that knee brace. And Stephanie McMahon, before she makes her entrance, Stephanie McMahon say this: are you sure you want to back out of this match? Like this. And Liv Morgan just literally just looks at her and tells Stephanie, get out of my way. I will not forfeit this match. I will prove to you and every other woman in this locker room that I am not weak. I am not feeble. I will defeat Nia Jax and become the last woman standing. The match starts. Of course, you can have moments where like Nia Jax is like torturing like a bear hug and all these other things to Liv Morgan. And every time when Liv Morgan is down, like Liv Morgan keeps on getting back up. Like the more the more punishment Nia Jax does, like Liv Morgan keeps on getting up. Like Nia Jax is like angry, furious, to the point that she would like sets up a table on the outside, and when she does that, like up on the top rope, Liv Morgan does the Meteora and puts Nia Jax on through the table. Like this. You think Nia Jax is down and out? Nope, she gets up. Like you could have Liv Morgan attack Nia Jax with multiple kendo sticks, but Nia Jax still keeps on getting up because Nia Jax is a monster, and you gotta make and for a monster like Nia, you have to make Nia into a monster in this match. Now, how would I end this match? I don't know if you guys remember Umaga versus John Cena in 2000. I think it was 2007, when they took off the top rope and like Umaga was going to hit like a metal spike onto John Cena to do like the Samoan spike, but Cena counters it. He grabbed the top rope and choked out Umaga. That is what the finish I would do for Liv Morgan and Nia Jax. Like there's like Nia Jax just literally just has enough. She doesn't know what to do until she just like takes off like the turnbuckle pad, and she thinks about it, looks at Liv Morgan and then thinks about it, unhooks the top middle rope or whatever, and then grabs like the spike and like she said, like going to try to stab Liv Morgan in the head with it. But Liv Morgan hits Nia Jax in the knee with to be honest, it will work, a sledgehammer to the knee. Liv Morgan grabs the top rope and starts choking Nia Jax. Yes, it's brutal, but at the same time, everybody will be like saying a holy shit moment, and that is kind of a holy shit moment. And you can reenact the part where like Nia, like Liv Morgan has Nia choked up in 2-3 minutes, and then like the count starts 1, but Nia starts stirring at 7. Liv Morgan just literally just starts like making like the rope a little bit tighter on Nia's neck, and just literally just make Nia pass out from the pain. So like 1, 2, like it takes like, let's say like 5 minutes. It takes like another 3 or 5 minutes of Liv Morgan doing this, and then when she finally lets go, you can see Nia literally just having a little bit of blood coming out from her mouth, like saliva and blood coming out from her mouth, and then you have like Liv Morgan just going into the corner, just looking at the damage that she has done to Nia, of all that she just done to Nia Jax. She just looked like, Jesus Christ, like I just killed a monster. So basically the ref counts to 10. Liv Morgan wins. Here comes the EMTs, the doctors. Here comes Stephanie McMahon, literally trying to make sure if Nia is still alive, and looks at Liv Morgan and just literally tells Liv Morgan, just go in the locker room. Just go in the locker room, Liv. Go in the locker room. Liv Morgan just holds her Raw Women's title up in victory, and literally just surveys the damage of what she just done, of what the hell she went through. I mean, she went into a war with Charlotte in the last 3 pay-per-views. She put in a war with Nia Jax here in Judgment Day, in the last 2 pay-per-views, including Extreme Rules. So now we go into SummerSlam, and now Stephanie McMahon is still pleading with Liv, saying that she's still not 100%. She needs to take some time off. Liv is being stubborn. She, this hardcore, not giving up style or whatever. Not giving up, but just like, she doesn't care if she's wounded or hurt. She's still going to go in and defend that title as a fighting champion that she is. And she says she's always been an underdog her whole life, and it won't stop her then, and it won't stop her now. So the next opponent you can do for Liv Morgan, to be honest, why not Asuka again? Or better yet, maybe Sasha Banks. The choice, I'll leave that up to you. But to be honest, though, Stephanie McMahon is basically the vocal point of this. Like, she just, like, and then also you can have, like, moments where Liv Morgan is being disrespectful, saying, this is not about money. This is not about me. This is not about my well-being. This is mostly about you, Stephanie. About you just trying to protect your assets. You're just like your father. You're just like a McMahon. All they care about is just money. When the hell have y'all ever cared about fan safety or wrestler safety? It's always about money. There's to the point where Liv Morgan super kicked Stephanie McMahon on Raw, leading up to SummerSlam against her match against either Sasha or Asuka. But to be honest, I would say Sasha, because I think Sasha will probably be moved to Raw if they do another brand, if they do like another superstar shakeup. So you have Sasha Banks versus Liv Morgan, and the two would actually still have a good match. Yes, Liv Morgan still has like a little bit of some injuries left, but she somehow, some way beats Sasha Banks. Then Stephanie McMahon comes out and says she congratulates Liv Morgan, but she said her night is not over yet. And then there we go, Money in the Bank. Money in the freaking bank, folks. Shayna Baszler cashes in on Liv Morgan, and she makes good on her opportunity. All the injuries that Liv Morgan had from the leg and the ribs, Liv Morgan passes out. She doesn't tap out. Make her pass out. Don't make her tap out. Just have her pass out to the pain. And Shayna Baszler is your new Raw Women's Champion. So now, with it being said, like, Liv Morgan, next night on Raw, she said it herself that she had an instant classic with either Asuka or Charlotte. Asuka or Sasha, depending on who you want. And then she talks about how Stephanie just literally just came up and literally just basically talked about Shayna Baszler. She said she's not mad at Shayna because it's the Money in the Bank. I know what happens. You have to take every opportunity that you can. I understand it. But then she basically starts getting a war of words with Stephanie McMahon, saying that you were the one that screwed me. You were the one that, I'm not saying that you were the one that screwed me. You're the one that never believed in me on my first day. So you can do like another like a shoot, and I don't know if this is true or not, but you can make it like into a story like where Liv Morgan got signed. Stephanie McMahon thought that she would never amount to anything. So there you go. You can have that feud started right there between Stephanie and Liv Morgan. But Liv Morgan also demands her rematch clause. So let's say it's August, so it's September. So let's say Evolution, the Evolution pay-per-view. It's the rematch, Shayna Baszler versus Liv Morgan. I would low-key have probably like a double count out because both women want to beat the hell out of each other. So that leads us into October, which is Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell between Liv Morgan and Shayna Baszler with a special guest with a special guest referee or something. Actually, no, not special guest referee. You don't need that type of aggravation for that. So what you do here for the Hell in a Cell match, Shayna and Liv Morgan literally tear down the house in that Hell in a Cell. Literally tear down the house in that Hell in a Cell. And it looks like Liv Morgan could win. But then, out of nowhere, the lights go out. The lights go out. And then we hear Nia Jax's new theme song, but a little bit more darker and more sinister. Nia Jax is back. Because remember, we haven't seen her in Extreme Rules, and Extreme Rules starts in July. So we haven't seen her in SummerSlam. We didn't see her mostly of all July, August, September. She's back after 4 months. Like, her hair is short. Like, she got new wrestling gear. And the first thing she does, she just walks through the ramp, like literally rips the door off the Hell in the Cell. I'm pretty sure like a woman could do that. Like I mean, think about it. Raquel Gonzalez could do that. Nia Jax can do that. Hell, Tamina can even do it. So I wouldn't mind if they would do it here, like where Nia Jax ripped the door off the hinges, and then just literally Samoan drops. Or matter of fact, just that new finisher, like that the page bomb or whatever, or rampage or whatever, hits the rampage on Liv Morgan, and Shayna Baszler literally pins Liv Morgan and escapes with the Raw Women's title. The next night on Raw, Liv Morgan is in Stephanie's office and saying, ask her, did you have anything to do with Nia Jax coming back? And of course Stephanie said no, like this. And then Liv said that's fine. And then no, like Liv's like this. She's saying that she doesn't believe Stephanie. Stephanie says, believe what you will, but it's the truth. It's the honest to God truth. I didn't know Nia was in the arena like this. I mean, at the same time, it's like it's telling Liv, you brought this on yourself on what you did to her at Extreme Rules. So basically, like, then also Stephanie makes some smart remark saying that Liv Morgan will not get another title shot because she lost at Hell in a Cell. So Liv is pissed off. She grabs, about to attack Stephanie, but here comes security. Stephanie just say that, Liv Morgan is banned from the building. So, basically, at Survivor, or matter of fact, like, suspended. So, at Survivor Series, you can do another 5-on-5 women's match. And this is also kind of good because it also kind of, heals up Liv Morgan in a way after, dealing with what she, dealing with, like, the kayfabe injuries and whatnot. So, it gives her, like, a little bit of time to heal. At the end of the match, Survivor Series match, the Raw team wins. And I think it would be, the last two would be Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Liv Morgan comes out from the crowd with a crutch, and literally goes, literally hits through Shayna Baszler, and then the big huge fight between her and Nia, and that will lead us into TLC, where Stephanie McMahon saying this, like Liv Morgan is dangerous and all that, and just belittling the fans, say how can you love and respect Liv Morgan and all that other stuff, like this. And she makes a match at after Survivor Series, so we're in December, so TLC, so it's like a way to the Royal Rumble, because Liv Morgan is asking to be, says she wants her Raw Women's title match, and she wants it in the worst possible way, and Stephanie's like this, well, that's fine. How about you go into the Royal Rumble, prove that you're, you say you're an underdog, well, prove it, because you're going to face off against Nia Jax in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. And whoever wins gets to be in the Royal Rumble, to be honest with you. And I would kind of, going into that, I would have Liv Morgan win by, it looks like Nia is about to win the contract, but then out of nowhere, Liv Morgan just lifts the ladder and just Nia Jax goes through 4 tables. Yes, I know, but Jesus Christ, let me dream. So you have Liv Morgan winning her spot in the Royal Rumble. She's automatically in. But Stephanie McMahon, pulls off saying, "Hey, you're the underdog. You're the underdog. So let's see how big of an underdog you are, as you are gonna be number 1 in the Royal Rumble." So Liv Morgan will be number 1 in the 2022 Royal Rumble match. Now, with this being said, you can still have that draw that heat between Liv Morgan and Stephanie. Trust me, they will have a match in this booking. So, of course, we get to the Royal Rumble. But before we get to the Royal Rumble, all the way leaks up to Raw, Stephanie McMahon puts out a bounty. Like, not even a bounty, just like... Actually, no, not Stephanie, but Shayna Baszler puts out a bounty. Or, you know... Or, well, actually, Stephanie or Shayna. Either way, I would say Stephanie, because this is kind of a McMahon thing to do. Have Stephanie pull out, like, a little bit of a, like, insurance policy to make sure that Liv Morgan is not 100% going into the Royal Rumble, because she's number 1. So basically making her the Iron Man match again for the second, the Iron Woman in this match for the second year in a row. So, with that being said, the Royal Rumble starts. Liv Morgan is literally surviving, clawing, scratching, and surviving to, you know, get her Raw Women's title back. You know, I'd say like number 30 would probably be not 30, but number 29, Alexa Bliss or something like that. She eliminates Bliss or Bliss, and then when the number 10 counts, and nothing happens. Just like last year, almost like last year. But Stephanie McMahon comes out, and Stephanie's like literally dressed in ring gear, like she's about to be number 30. It's gonna be her and Liv with a smile on her face after all the pain she's gone through. Still tired. She's like, "Come on, Stephanie, come on!" And Stephanie just literally about to walk to the ramp, but she stops and she just literally says, Liv, you know what? You would love for me to come down that ring, won't you? But I'm sorry, honey, I'm not gonna be the number 30 entrance. But this woman right here is the number 30 entrance. And we hear this. I don't give a damn about my whole reputation. We hear Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey's back. Ronda Rousey's back, and Ronda and Liv have a little bit of a few like punches and kicks in right now. Now like a good 2, but it's not enough. Ronda Rousey wins the Royal Rumble. And you know, like Stephanie McMahon's just laughing at Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan literally just, you know, still in pain, just can't, you know, for all the pain and suffering that she went through, she still loses like the Royal Rumble, like just once again like being the underdog. But like the next night on Raw, we have, you know, the returning Ronda Rousey cutting a promo and explain why she's back, and she said that she would be honored to fight her best friend Shayna Baszler at WrestleMania. Meanwhile, Stephanie McMahon, you know, literally has a contract signing that night with both of them, with Shayna and Ronda, with the upcoming weeks. And out of nowhere, here comes like Liv Morgan with a baseball bat, takes out Ronda and Liv Morgan. Not Liv Morgan, sorry. Takes out Ronda and Shayna Baszler, and she signs her name on the contract. Stephanie McMahon, angry, screaming, telling Liv Morgan to get the hell out of here. The next week on Raw, Stephanie makes an announcement saying, look, Liv Morgan signed her name on the contract, and there's nothing really I can do about it. Nothing really I can do. But I'd be damned if I'm going to have her in this match. She's not going to be in the match. You people want to see Ronda versus Shayna, right? Of course, the fans will probably be booing about that because they, you know, they said, we want Morgan, we want Morgan, we want Morgan. And then Liv Morgan comes out, and she makes a challenge to Stephanie for the Elimination Chamber. He says, look, I know, it was kind of a shock that I signed the contract, but to be honest, I was screwed at the Royal Rumble. And then, you know, and like for the whole past year, I know something was up. So let's say like Liv Morgan hired somebody to like, remember the GTV cam that they used to do in the Attitude Era? So why not do something like that with this? So like, You can see the GT, or better yet, the hacker. Better yet, like the hacker that they have. Like, he's hacking Stephanie's, like, phone and whatnot. Like, Stephanie made the call with Shayna Baszler. She made the call to Ronda Rousey. She made the call to Nia Jax. So for this whole time, Stephanie McMahon has been literally has been doing these things, you know, with Liv Morgan. And then the whole truth is revealed. Liv Morgan literally just asked Stephanie, like, this, are you that desperate? Like this, you were that desperate to not see me become women's champion. You hated when I was women's champion, and you hated that I just, Laura, your plan or whatever. Stephanie just looks in disgust and anger, and just literally like snapped and just literally say, what do I have to do to make sure that you are not in this match? Stephanie says that to Liv, and Liv just says, simple. How about a match? A match. And Stephanie's like, a match. A match with who? How about me? If I lose, you can have your fantasy of Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler. You can have that fantasy if I lose this match. But if I win, it becomes a triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship. Stephanie agrees, and then also, like, Stephanie said it, so what you like, and then like here's what we do. You have Liv Morgan saying, how about me versus you? So there we go at Extreme Rules, but it's in a stipulation. We got that stipulation, but why not make it into, like, you know, that own type of stipulation? So we got at Elimination Chamber, Stephanie McMahon versus Liv Morgan. I would have, obviously, Liv wins, and at the end of it, you would have Ronda and Shayna Baszler attacking. Like, let's say they put Liv Morgan through a steel chair. I mean, not steel chair, through steel chair. Sorry, a table. And then when that's all said and done, then like Stephanie literally like makes like moves and just like tells Shayna and Ronda that she wants to make sure that Liv doesn't even make it to Mania, and make sure she doesn't win the title. But of course, it's more about pride when it's between Baszler and Ronda. Because Ronda wants to be the Raw Women's Champion again. Shayna, it's all about pride. She wants to prove that, you know, she's the baddest bitch in the WWE. And, you know, so on and so forth. So we get to the match at WrestleMania. Stephanie McMahon is like sitting at you know, ringside. And then we have the match. And Stephanie McMahon is trying her best to make sure that Liv Morgan does not win this match. She even grabs the Raw Women's title. She hits Shayna Baszler accidentally with the title. Stephanie McMahon gets super kicked for her trouble by Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan hits and I think this will be a WrestleMania moment here. She has Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler up to the top rope, and she does a double Spanish fly off the top rope. 1, 2, 3. She pins Shayna. 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan becomes the new Raw Women's Champion. Stephanie McMahon can't believe it. She literally comes into the ring, tries to slap Liv Morgan, but Liv Morgan lays her out for another WrestleMania moment. So this is what I would do here for Monday Night Raw. Now, there's two endings of way you can end this. You would end this booking. You could have like the rematch, obviously, between Shayna and Liv. Liv wins, but also what you can do, and I think everybody would like this. Like, after when Liv wins the match, out of nowhere, we hear the man's music. It's been 2 years, but Becky Lynch makes her return to Monday Night Raw, and then we get the stare down between Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch, because I think that would be a good match. And that's how I would book Liv Morgan. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys like it, let me know. Leave a like, comment, let me know. And thank you guys for watching. I mean, are you happy that it's back? Are you happy that How to Book is back? Because I know I am. But yeah, let me know if you guys like that ending. Having Becky Lynch come back the night after WrestleMania, and she has that stare down with Liv Morgan. Because now you make Liv Morgan here into a star. And that's how I would do it. If there's anything you guys have wanted to do different or anything else, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys so much. Love each and every one of you. God bless you all. Enjoy the 4th of July, or enjoy any day you're watching this video. And I'll catch you all next time. God bless you all, and peace.
Your homie, cause the OG is gonna approach me. And I can't your OB, cause the OG is gonna approach me. And I can't your homie, cause the OG is gonna approach me.